So far this summer for Manchester United, we've been looking at the structure of the football club. Dan Ashworth, Omar Barada, Christopher Vivell. But David Ornstein has now confirmed that Manchester United are close to finalising a deal to sign Joshua Zirkzee from Bologna. The 22-year-old Dutch striker clearly has been high on our list. I'm a little bit hungover. Let me off. But I'm going to run through the news because it's transfer season. Pre-season starts on Monday. Well, all the players who weren't involved in international duty. But I'm going to run through the news because there's quite a bit of new information in this, all right? Because, of course, the big problem around Zirkzee has not been around the fee. It's been around the agent commission. I believe he was asking AC Milan for around about 15 million euros on a deal worth 40, which is just crazy. Anyway, this is what David Ornstein has reported. Man United are working to finalise a signing off Joshua Zirkzee. United have agreements in place on personal terms and agent commission. So that's new there. So Man United have already, personal terms are never really going to be a problem with Zirkzee. Put it in the comments, how much do you think wage-wise he should be getting? I'm guessing similar to Højlund, right? Anyway, I'm guessing that. But so Man United have agreed personal terms and the agent commission. Overall, the package is deemed good value for money because £34 million for a player of Zirkzee's age and quality is cheap. This is the interesting part down here. Zirkzee's contract includes that 34 million release clause, but the clause has to be paid in full. Now, of course, with transfers, you amortise transfers X, Y, Z, but you can't do that if Manchester United exercise that release clause. So that little point there, Manchester United are exploring whether to activate that clause or negotiate a price separately. So maybe Manchester United will go to Bologna and say, look, you've got that £34 million release clause. We'll agree to pay £39 million if you allow us to structure that over a period of 3-4 years, amortise the transfer. You might end up paying a little bit more, but in terms of the cash flow, this summer, Man United will pay out less. That's an interesting one. And maybe that will be the smartest play because we know full well that cash is a big problem for United this summer. So maybe that's going to complicate it either way. But Joshua Zirkzee, I didn't even realise, by the way, that he was named Serie A Young Player of the Season last season. I don't know why I've only just clocked that. In terms of the profile of Zirkzee, I'll be totally honest. Going into this summer, I had Guirassy down as sort of the ideal signing to go alongside Højlund because I thought that bringing in somebody experienced would have been the perfect foil and the perfect sort of alternative to Højlund. But Manchester United have gone for Zirkzee. Now, in terms of the numbers you're seeing here, look, he needs to improve his overall goal output. If that would be the main thing I would say about Zirkzee. We're not signing someone here who we're looking at and going, well, boom, there you go. Man United have just got another 20, 30 goals next season. That's absolutely not what we are signing. But we are signing somebody who really can. It's hard to define his position because he's very good in a lot of ways that a number 10 is very good. But also, he does have finishing. He does have the ability with the ball at his feet. He can drop deep a lot. And I'm excited to see what maybe those two could do together. It will be interesting to see whether Manchester United and Erik ten Hag look at Zirkzee and use him as an alternative to Højlund. One in, one out. And let's be honest, right? Towards the end of the season, you know, when Højlund was actually given a little bit of rest, how much sharper? I think it was Brighton away when he came off the bench and just really changed the game because he didn't look as knackered. Højlund should have played nowhere near as many games last season as he did for United. And having Zirkzee as an alternative would be great. But maybe there are certain games when Manchester United could play with split strikers. And having those two together up front could really work well. And on top of Zirkzee, Matthijs de Ligt. Fabrizio's confirming that Manchester United are still advancing in the talks with de Ligt. And pre-season starts on Monday. Could we... I wouldn't be surprised, right, later today, if I'm back here doing another video after the announcement of René Hakke and Ruud van Nistelrooy as Manchester United's two new assistant managers. And I'll be honest, I'm so excited about the concept and the idea that Ruud van Nistelrooy is back at Manchester United in isolation. I'm just a fanboy. I love him and I want him back at my club. nostalgia, all that jazz. But just the idea, that Ruud van Nistelrooy is going to be taking these two strikers, these two Dutch strikers one Dutch striker, one Danish, but these two strikers under his wing is such an exciting concept. I think I said it last season that I kind of see Højlund not being like pushed into the box, but I think Manchester United are going to try, like Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, was an incredible left winger at Manchester United, and he got coached into playing more centrally. And then he just became the world's best goal scorer because he changed his game. Rasmus Højlund last season, a lot of the strengths of his game actually came outside the box. I personally feel, and I might be wrong in this, and look, let's see what happens. But maybe Ruud van Nistelrooy will come in and really help him to hone his skills inside the box. And then we've got someone like Joshua Zirkzee, whose real strengths really ultimately, I think, will actually come outside the box in the build-up play, making us a team. Of course, he'll be a goal threat, and it'll be up to Ruud to help him increase those numbers. But that's just kind of the way I see it. And if you add in the fact that we've got Omar Berrada, who's going to be starting as Manchester United CEO in 6 days' time. Finally, a genuine football CEO at the very top. We've already got Dan Ashworth in as our sporting director after 4 months of negotiation, after 11 years of waiting. We've genuinely got a football sporting director, the man with a football brain. And then we had the surprise Christopher Vivell announcement, head director of global talent. He's going to be coming in to make sure that this summer, with the signings that we're looking at and the profiles that we are looking at, makes sense both for United in the short term and the long term. And Joshua Zirkzee ticks that box. 22. I like his profile. I rated the concept of these three signings, and I actually gave Zirkzee the highest. I gave him an 8 out of 10. Not that I think that Ugarte would be a lesser of a signing, but there's something about Zirkzee. He's 6'4". He's huge, but he's very nimble. He's agile. He can, the hold-up play, I think that Højlund did well with last season. He's so much better, technically. He can drift past a player. He can spin a player. He can also score. Matthijs de Ligt, if he can hold his injury problems next season, man, he could end up being the leader that we need. And Manuel Ugarte, by the way, I think he scored the winning penalty for Uruguay as they knocked Brazil out of Copa America. Could he be the perfect midfield destroyer? Yeah, he could. He's not really as gifted bringing the ball forward. But those three, as our main signings this summer, add more in, hopefully, when Manchester United sell players, I could get along with that. But you can let me know what you think in the comments below, because David Ornstein has confirmed that Man United are working to finalise that signing. Maybe we're going to get the here we go next week. Pre-season starts, Zirkzee in, then De Ligt, then Ugarte. Decent, if it happens.